One of the things I think people wonder is, when you talk to an attorney, can you be honest about everything? And the short answer is yes. I tell clients all the time that you could tell me that you have bodies buried in your backyard, and I can't tell anyone. And so you can trust that whatever you tell your attorney is confidential. The rules of professional conduct for every state bar, regardless of what state you're in, govern this. And so we have to keep things confidential. And the reason for that is so that you can be honest with us, and we can do the best that we can to represent you and do a good job for you. And in the context of a personal injury case where I've seen that hurt your case is, I've had clients that have had accidents, in the past year prior to the accident that we're dealing with, and they don't tell me about it. And a lot of times the insurance company lawyers will send out what's called discovery and ask if you've been in other accidents. And so during this discovery process, I asked this client, have you been in any other accidents? Because we need to make sure that we talk about that with the insurance company. And my client was like, oh, no other accidents. Well, we got into her deposition, and they showed the discovery. Is this your signature on this discovery saying that this is true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Oh, yes, that's true. And then they proceeded to say, well, did you get in an accident on this date? Oh, yeah, I was in that accident. And did you get in an accident on this date? Oh, yeah, I was in that accident. Oh, and did you get in an accident on this date? She had been in 3 prior accidents in like the 2 years prior to the accident that we were dealing with. She didn't tell me about it. And then she looked like a liar in her deposition. And so it's really important that you just be honest with us. And, our job is to try to present the facts in the light most favorable to you. And so even if I know that there are problematic things, I'm going to do the best that I can to make sure that those are presented in the light most favorable to you. So it's really important that you're just honest with your attorney so that we know how to best represent your interests. So what's covered under this confidentiality, this privilege that you have with your attorney, this attorney-client privilege? That would include conversations with your attorney, emails, letters, phone calls, any kind of, anything you share with us that you want to keep confidential. We have to keep it confidential unless we get your permission to share it with anyone else. So are there any exceptions to this confidentiality rule? The one exception that I can think of is that if you came in and you were in a fight with your spouse or something, and you were threatening to kill your spouse and you were my client, I would have a duty to call the police or get emergency personnel on scene. And I think that the confidentiality thing would go out the window at that point if I knew that someone's life was in danger. But that's really the only exception that I can think of to the attorney-client privilege that you have with your attorney. So it's very important that you share the details with us so that we can do the best job that we can and fight for you in your case. So confidentiality means you can trust us with your full story and any details that you want kept safe or kept confidential. Now, it doesn't mean that I might not try to convince you to share some details, because I think it'll be the best thing for your case. But if you insist on things staying quiet and secret, then that's how it'll remain. Your attorney should be a locked box as far as any information that you don't want shared.